everybody, and welcome back to everybody's favorite and least favorite cooking show all at the same time. Today's recipe, tacos, specifically chicken tacos, I think. So, I don't have any cheese, so there's not going to be any cheese in this. But I do have some other stuff, and probably going to be a disaster, and I have to use knife skills this time. So, let's see how that goes. Okay, so I have to dice a tomato now. Isn't this great? So I'm going to start chopping off the top of it because no one wants that little green part there, right? Flip it down here. Then I'm only going to use maybe a quarter of a tomato. So I'm going to slice it in half and then slice one of those halves in half. Just like this. And I'm going to put the rest of this in some saran wrap, and that'll go back in the fridge. So, I'm going to dice this now. I've never diced vegetables before, so more likely than not, I'm going to mess up. And that's fine. I'm also going to have to do this with an onion again later, so I'm probably going to cry. So tomato seems good enough. I think I'm gonna use the other half of the tomato here too. So let me get that cut in. So let's just do exactly what I did already. Let's just do it again. No, I did not learn how to use a knife in FCS. My parents taught me how to use a knife. FCS sucks. Okay. Mrs. Hoffman didn't teach me shit. Okay, well, now I'm just going to take the rest of this tomato, put it in some saran wrap, and then put it right back in the fridge. Okay, so I just put that tomato to the side, as I am now going to start cutting this lettuce. I can't have a good taco without a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of filler. So I'm just going to take some lettuce. I'm just going to get the white part off of it because it's disgusting. I think 2 should be enough, right? Put it back in the bag. Okay. Now, I have never made tacos by myself before, so this is going to be a new experience for me. I think I've cut vegetables before, so this is nothing new here. I'm pretty okay with this. It's the onions that I'm worried about, because I never cut an onion before. Yeah, this disgusting white part. Okay. If you have any suggestions on how maybe I could, improve my tacos, like that in the comments, please. Again, we don't have cheese, so there's not going to be any cheese. Oh, I know we do have cheese. I got this like weird special cheese in my fridge. Now, you may notice, hey, this kitchen looks different than the one you cooked in the last video. Well, that is because in the last cooking video, excuse me, I was cooking in my old house. That's right, everybody. I moved 5 minutes from my old house. Shocking, I know, right? And I may ask, why would you even move at that point if it's 5 minutes? We just wanted a bigger house. I was in a small townhouse before, so bigger house is all we really needed. We liked our area. We were close to everything. It was really nice. So, yeah. Then we got our onion. So, fun fact about onions, why they make you cry when you cut them. They actually release a gas as a self-defense mechanism for, in, the wild and whatnot. so that creatures don't eat them. A way to prevent this is two things. Either A, put on sunglasses, or B, which is what I'm going to do, put a wet paper towel next to your onion. I saw this on the internet and I have not tested it. However, I believe it's going to work because it comes from a very trusted source on YouTube. At least trusted to me. So I'm just going to take this wet paper towel here. And I'm just going to set it. Let's move this plate. I'm just going to set it right on here. So now, this works. There will be no onions. Well, there will be no I-hearty onion thing. I don't know what to call it. I'm not entirely sure how to approach this. As I said, never cut an onion before. I've cut lettuce. I've cut tomato. And I think I'm going to go about this in a strange fashion. I'm going to peel the skin off. I'm just going to take the onion and cut off some segments here. And that's going to go back in saran wrap for the fridge. And, oh, don't put it on that. Let's just put it right back here. Onions kind of smell when you cut them. They don't smell very good. But they're really good on Mexican food, you know? So, yeah. Okay, so here's all the onion skin. I'm just going to go throw that out. And let's start cutting. I don't know how to cut an onion. Really don't, so I'm just going to sort of dice it up here. I did not watch a YouTube tutorial on how to cut an onion, so that's why I have actually no clue what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to cut it into segments here, make them nice and small, so that the onion flavor isn't too overpowering like it can be. I would use my slap chop, but I actually don't know where that is, so yeah, I gotta cut it by hand. Yay! Like a normal person. Boo! Boo! So school's over, and I think this is the first video I've uploaded since it ended. Very nice, very, very cool. Overall, I'd say 8th grade was a terrible experience. The building was sucked. My teachers weren't the greatest. And, yeah. Like, here are my complaints with the Spring-Ford 8th grade building. It is over 100 years old. It has had 2 expansions in its lifetime, and it does not have an air conditioning unit. It has fans in the hallways. Its heating unit is always broken. I know this because sometimes it's super hot in the rooms, even when it's like the middle of May. Super hot in the rooms, and it kind of sucks. Okay, so I have now cut up everything I needed to, and I'm gonna put this on the plate because I'm gonna save these for my toppings later. So let's just go put this on the plate real quick. Cooking mode, clean your station up as you cook and don't just save it all for the very end. Because then it's gonna be a lot to do. That's why, as I've been going through this, I've been taking my stuff and putting it back in the fridge. So here comes the next step. We're getting chicken together. The chicken is already cooked. Actually, I think there's some steak in there. Yeah, there's steak in there too. So, just grab some of that. I'm going to be using the air fryer for this. I have no instructions on how to use this for currently doing. And the other one's really dirty, so I'm going to use this one. Now, I prefer steak over chicken any day of the week. So, I'm going to make 2 steak ones. Now, while I'm cooking this, I will also be, this is in the air fryer, I will also be heating up some tortillas, which is something I'm not the most skilled with, but I can get it done. I want this nice big piece here. There we go. I don't think this video is going to be as long as the grilled cheese one. However, I think I'm getting in a good amount of material. That seems like enough for 3 moderately sized tacos. So let's just put this in the sink real quick. And let's figure out how to put this in the air fryer. Give me a second, please. So it is currently in number 2. I do not want this to go for very long. So, oh wait, I have to select one of these. I'm gonna put it on roast. Temp seems good. Time, I'm gonna want to take this down to maybe 5. Remember, I'm winging this as I go. So, more likely than not, that's what I'm gonna do here. Now, it's time to get started. The tortillas. For these tacos, I'll be using flour tortillas, seeing as the corn ones crumble too easily, and I just like flour more. Now, my new stove here is really great because it has this skillet thing that you can put on it. I do not know, however, how to turn this on, so I'll be right back as I try and figure this out. Got both flames going at a solid 6 now. I can't figure out a way to show that. So, let's take out our tortillas. Yay. Okay, now I'm going to be making 3 tacos because that is what fits in my little taco holder here. So, obviously, in order to make 3 tacos, I'm going to take 2 tortillas. I'm joking, I'm not that stupid. I'm gonna take 3. Now the pan could not get that hot yet, so I am in fact using my fingers. Kids, do not try this at home. I'm gonna use a spatula to flip this stuff. So I'm gonna use is it in here? I think it's in here. It's not in here. Let's go find the spatula. It's not in here either. Is it in the sink? It is. Great. Well, this hasn't been cleaned, so I'm gonna use the next best thing. Not that, I'm joking. I'm gonna use the tongs from earlier, if I can find them. Nope, not using those. Okay. I'm just gonna use a fork. Yeah. I'm just gonna use a fork. So let's see, now these have been on here for what? A minute and a half? It's maybe less than that. Actually, I don't know. Now I put this on a bit higher than a medium heat setting, so these haven't gotten very crispy yet. So I'm going to turn this up here. I'm going to turn it up to an 8 on both of these. Hopefully that works well. And while that's going, I'm not in there. And here. I'm going to take this little dish here and using a fork, I'm going to scoop out, oh, there's a paper towel. I'm going to scoop out some of this Mexican corn casserole my mom made. It's very good. And I'm just going to put it in the dish here. So let's get crack-a-lackin'. This has mayo, bell peppers, and obviously corn in it. I'm not sure what else. I don't think too much else. Can't be that complicated. Maybe some like seasonings and spices and whatnot, but otherwise I don't predict there's much else in it. I'm sure she just found a recipe on Pinterest like she always does. Got a lot of elements moving right now, so let's clean off this fork here. Good as new. And let's flip the tortilla to see how they're doing. Okay, they're getting a bit brown. I'm gonna flip the other one now just for, you know, equal representation. And we're just gonna let it sit there for a while as we pop this here into the microwave for, I'm gonna go 45 seconds. Now the meat in the air fryer is done. And I might have put it in there for a bit too long, but that's fine. I'm just gonna let it cool off there as we seal this here back up. And as that cooks, and as those tortillas go. I know I seem a lot more collected this time than I did when I was making the house burning down grilled cheese. So, let's flip this. Uh-oh. Can't seem to get it. There we go. This one seems like it's almost ready, so I'm gonna get out my final serving plate, which is what I'm gonna be eating this on. So we're just gonna take that, gonna put our little taco holder on it, and seal this back up. Go way down. Gotta get every single second of this on camera. So if something goes wrong, you know that it went wrong. You know how it went wrong. Either that or we all die. Okay. So now I'm going to turn it off. And we're gonna serve them to me, myself, and I. And hopefully I didn't burn the tortillas, make them too crispy to where they don't want to mold into shape. However, I think I did it just right enough. Hold on. I think I did it just right enough to where they'll go in, hold their shape, and not be too crispy. Now, I don't know how burnt these are. Sorry, we don't use the B word here, my bad. We use the C word, charred. And this is gonna be our demonstration. It's perfect. Ah, too hot, very hot. Burn my fingies off. So, now, let's serve them. I'm gonna start adding my toppings on it. So, getting some sour cream from the fridge. If I can find it. There it is. And I'm gonna start with some of that. I'm gonna start with my sauces on the bottom so that I get them in every bite. And then my meat and then my other toppings. So we're gonna do sour cream, just a nice little drizzle there. Perfect. Then we're gonna use the Sigma fork to mix up some of this guac here. And we're just gonna put a little bit of guacamole in here. Now, I am not a salsa guy, never have been, never will be, so there's gonna be none of that. These are my only two sauce thingies, whatever you wanna call them. Now, I am a huge guac guy, so I'm putting a lot in it. Okay. Very good. Let's put these back in the fridge. What goes there? Sour cream goes here. Now, let's add on the meat. Okay. So now we have it over here, and we're just gonna take some, dish it in. I wish I was a bit smarter and didn't use a fork for this, but alas, I'm not, and I'm probably going to need a second hand. So let's just set this here. Seems good. Now you can watch me do this in an angle that I'm sure isn't the greatest, but what do you expect from me? Absolute cinema? No, you don't get that. You only get that when those movies release, which will be on February 82nd. Oh wait, I haven't published that trailer yet. Okay, well, I will soon. So maybe that'll go up sometime this week. Who knows? I don't even know yet. You know, we'll clean this air fryer up later now that there's a bunch of junk in it. I'm just gonna set it over here. I'm just gonna set it over near the sink. Let's close that. Now it's time for my toppings. I have to use all of them, obviously. No food waste in this house, so let's start with some onions. Right? Okay, like no onions on these. Okay, now let's go with the lettuce. A little bit of filler. Fun fact, did you know that watermelon is actually 92% water? Yeah, Mr. Pickens told me that one from one of his trivia days. And guess who got it right? Me. Got a Snickers bar from that. That was a good Snickers bar. There we go. Now I can grab some more of the onions that I couldn't get a hand of earlier. Okay. I may have loaded these tacos up a bit too much, but no such thing as mistakes, just happy accidents. Trash guys out front if you're hearing the rumbling sounds. That's why I just stopped there, because I heard that. I was like, oh, what is that? What is that sound? The trash guys doing trash. Just like Mason Looney, he's a big piece of trash. And then we're gonna have to get some of that weird cheese I was talking about earlier from the fridge. Oops, got a little bit of sour cream on myself. I just realized you can't see the tacos and you're only seeing my big bag, so yeah. Fly in here. Okay, that seems good. So we're just gonna set this over here near the sink. And let's get our stuff out of the microwave. Shall we? Move the taco holder over so there's space on the plate. Let's just grab it. Muy perfecto. I don't know what's left. Oh, the cheese. How could I forget the cheese? Here, I'll take you with me. So, we're gonna have to open this, which I see no obvious way to. I don't know how to open this, actually. That's an issue. Let's look in the fridge to see if there's an open one. An already opened block of it. I don't believe that there is, however, never hurts to check. No, there's not. I don't know why I'm checking. I'm gonna open this cheese, and then I'm gonna top the tacos. You're gonna get some photos of them, and that's that, okay? I decided to give you one last little shot of them before the photos. They look really good. This tomato fell out. But otherwise, dude, these things look legit. Well, now it's time for the only part that matters. Do they taste good? Obviously, you saw the photos, so this stuff looks bomb. Okay, I couldn't be more excited to eat this. Okay, which one do I go for first? I'm gonna go with this one. On the side here, the one that you can't see right now. Oh my god, all those toppings. That's a lot. I'm just gonna have to go for some of those first. on. Good toppings. Joking, that wasn't part of the review whatsoever. So, cheers. Now that is a taco. It is so good. I'm gonna give this. Okay, now, on a scale of my cooking, I've never cooked anything this good without a recipe, or help from my parents. So I give this on my cooking, 10 out of 10. In scale of, good tacos, if it was like beer battered fish, that would have been better. So in scale of tacos, it's like an 8. And in scale of overall food, it's also an 8. But to me, this is a 9 out of 10 dish. I love this. It is beautiful in all ways. It's got plenty of guac. It is perfect. Everything's cooked nicely. And yeah, overall it's just a 9 out of 10. So if you ever want tacos, you know who to ask to cook your tacos. Okay, well, anyways, that's all for me. Thanks for watching. I know it's another long, stupid video with no real point. However, it's the first time I've made a cooking video in a while, so now I have one. This was pretty good. Okay. Again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And that's all I have for you here at I'm Stupid Studios. I don't have anything else to say. Okay, goodbye, Fit, and goodbye, everybody. Bye.